Hi everyone, we are Ria and Anna, and today we will be discussing crowdfunding and its impact on financing social entrepreneurship. So here is a brief overview of what we will be discussing in today's video. So number one is crowdfunding. What is it? Number two, how does it work, including its tools and innovations and notable companies who crowdfunded. Number three is the social impact, including its successes as well as its failures. Number four, future projections. Will it last, grow, decline, etc.? So number one, crowdfunding. So what exactly is crowdfunding? It is a form of raising money for a business venture. It typically involves gathering small amounts of money from large groups of people. This can be done independently or through crowdfunding platforms such as GoFundMe, StartEngine, Patreon, or MightyCause. There are also another variety of platforms out there. These are just a few of the most popular ones. And to the right is a graphic that summarizes what crowdfunding might look like. So how does it work? It allows nonprofits to get money faster. This is done by regular people or investors deciding to give their money to this business venture. They do not have to go through a typical investing process, and people donate to their cause at their own will. It lowers their processing costs. Since people give money at their own will, it is seen as a donation. It also reduces the cost of reaching donors. Many of these platforms, such as GoFundMe, are free and an easy way for entrepreneurs to get money at a more affordable process. It also accesses a greater diversity of donors. This means that it can access people who might not see themselves as investors in companies but still would like to support the missions. Going back to when it said that it raises lower amounts of money from a larger group of people, this is what it's referring to. People do not have to give thousands or even millions of dollars to support a company whose mission they believe in. It also yields higher donations on average. This process of crowdfunding is not dependent on a few investors. It can gain money from as many people as are willing to donate. Donors can give because it is a cause they support or believe in, or because they expect a return on investment. Crowdfunders may receive a natural or material reward, making it a hybrid system. This means that crowdfunders can give because it is truly a cause they believe in, and the natural reward is the feeling of like they did something right, or that they're benefiting a cause that could benefit others. Or whoever is running the company could give a material reward as a reward for someone donating it, making it a hybrid system combining these two. Another way that this method works is that companies are able to post their stories onto these platforms and connect with an audience. This gives them a great success because people love to feel a connection with the company and truly feel like there's going to be an impact on their life through it. They can also share their company story and company goals on social media to reach a larger audience. This gives them a higher chance of getting crowdfunding money. So here are some notable companies who have crowdfunded. First is Oculus VR. Its founder, Palmer Luckey, crowdfunded in 2012 at just the age of 20. He gained 9,500 backers and over $2.4 million. These are massive numbers for someone at such a young age. Facebook then acquired the company in 2014 for $2 billion. Oculus VR is now one of the most popular VR companies in the world and has seen great success through crowdfunding. Next is PopSocket. David Barnett created the first version in 2010. He started crowdfunding for the company in 2012 through Kickstarter, which is one of the most popular crowdfunding apps. 520 people backed his business and over $18,000 was raised. PopSocket made a profit of over $90 million in 2018 and was consequently named one of the fastest growing companies in the nation. It is now seen on millions of phones throughout the world and has seen great success again through crowdfunding. If you would like to see more companies like this who are not social entrepreneurship-based companies and how they've seen success through crowdfunding, you can go to thecrowdfundingformula.com, and it is a very helpful resource.
Now I will be talking about the social impact of crowdfunding, including its successes and failures. This map shows the cities that received the most investments in crowdfunding in 2022. As you can see, investments are focused in coastal areas with a few hubs centered in major cities. The most concentration is seen in the northeastern portion of the United States. In 2020, Nesta, a London-based community-oriented company, provided 20,000 people a pool of money for crowdfunding. These projects range from community initiatives such as increasing clean water and internet access. Out of the 20,000 participants in the crowdfunding study, 77% of them said that as a result of crowdfunding, they felt more empowered. 72% said crowdfunding projects increased community cohesion, and 65% of the projects that were invested in were projects that could not have received investment before crowdfunding. These results show that crowdfunding has the potential to be successful on both the large and small scales. As Anna mentioned, crowdfunding democratizes access to capital. Thanks to crowdfunding initiatives, capital for investment is now accessible from absolutely anywhere. There are no geographical limits, no college education needed, and no exclusivity to accessing crowdfunding, as anyone can upload their venture for the potential to be crowdfunded. This is much different than typical investment, as investment firms are hard to reach if you do not fit into a certain set of criteria. In addition, data has suggested that women and minority entrepreneurs have had greater success within investment thanks to crowdfunding. These are groups that have typically been marginalized in the entrepreneurship process and have felt discouraged by the lack of potential to receive investments for their social ventures. Thanks to crowdfunding, more and more people who are not favored by traditional entrepreneurship routes can access investment and make their dreams of business come true. So now I'm going to be talking about the future projections of crowdfunding. And in this, I'm going to be kind of touching on some of the topics from topic 3 a little bit as well. As Anna talked about, there are a few companies that have really showed the potential of crowdfunding. On this graphic to the left, the top 10 crowdfunded businesses of all times are listed. And it's color-coded by where they got their start, either on Kickstarter, Fundable, or Indiegogo. While these companies are not social enterprises, they validate crowdfunding as a method of investment and shows that it can be successful. As the graphic shows, the industry growth rate in 2014 was projected to grow by 92%. This is a huge figure that suggests crowdfunding will continue to blow up. For some more recent data, crowdfunding platforms experienced up to 62% growth during the COVID-19 pandemic in Europe. This is because traditional investment options were not accessible due to strict COVID restrictions. Rather, more people were online, thus, more people were posting their ideas online for investment. In addition, COVID-19 motivated people to give back to their community, as everyone was feeling isolated. This resulted in crowdfunding to blow up once again, experiencing a boom. This shows that crowdfunding can respond to socio-political events well and is better suited for investment than other traditional methods, suggesting once again that it will continue to grow. The figure on the left shows growth in crowdfunding from 2016 to 2022 in terms of total economic output by successful issuers. As you can see, the starting figure in 2016 was a measly $0.04 billion. Now, it has grown to about $1.34 billion. This is a massive growth rate, and very few investment initiatives have seen any growth like this. However, while the growth rate of crowdfunding is increasing, we have seen as time progresses, the growth is less substantial. While this growth is less rapid than it was in the early days, it is still growing, suggesting that crowdfunding will continue to be a successful way of investing ventures. As you can see in 2020 to 2021, the rate of crowdfunding raised by nearly 1/3. As I previously mentioned, This is due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the shift to online enterprises rather than traditional investment options. We have seen this as a preference that is likely to continue, which also validates the idea that crowdfunding, as it is a mostly online option, will continue to be successful. As we have seen, crowdfunding is a unique and adaptable way for potential business ventures and social entrepreneurs to reach investment without having to go traditional investment routes. The Michigan Institute of Technology Journal published 3 recommendations for future entrepreneurs that are considering crowdfunding as a funding option. The first is to promote openness. They say you need to actively seek out ideas from customers, suppliers, universities, and professional organizations. You need to be open to insights from backers, and without this openness, entrepreneurs are forsaking much of the value of the crowd. The second is to get in early. Backers want to participate in the process, so don't shortcut the experience by waiting until the product is fully developed. The third is to structure for the masses. You need to update these backers often regarding the product development process. Don't simply ask backers for money, ask them to share their thoughts as well. In this case, backers are any and all people who donated to the crowdfunding initiative, regardless of how big or small the donation is. While these recommendations don't necessarily show the successes of crowdfunding, it does show that people are talking about crowdfunding, and institutions as important as MIT are joining in on the party. This shows that crowdfunding will only continue to grow, and it is a great method of investment for social entrepreneurs everywhere.
Thank you so much for watching our video. We hope this was informative for you and gave you an insight to the pros and cons and advantages of crowdfunding. This can be a helpful method for both social entrepreneurship and traditional business methods. As you can see, it is still growing to this day and has become one of the most beneficial ways to raise money. If you are interested in crowdfunding, we hope this has been very informative for you. Here is a brief look at our sources that have helped us put together this information. Thanks.